Hello, how is everyone? I'm back with more Slay the Spire, and I'm making this important choice. Oh, that sounds amazing. So it's finally Friday, and I'm so happy that I finally made it to the weekend because it was a rough week this week. Relatively rough. I also learned that I'm kind of dehydrated when I'm talking to the camera. In the microphone. So I'm going to try to avoid that. But we are on stage 2 of this round, whatever you call it. And now we're fighting the final boss. And he looks super hard, so let's do this thing. I'm just gonna go full on attack. Also, I am gonna talk about mental health stuff in this, so the way I'm gonna do it is I'm going to be playing this game. It's gonna look like I'm distracted, but I'll be bouncing back and forth between mental health stuff and trying to figure this game out. I think I've got this game better figured out than yesterday when I started playing it. So we will see. I'm just gonna go full attack, like full attack. Oh, what is the point? It. Okay. Okay, so when you have a block on, it does lessen the hit. Oh, I need that one. Okay, okay. These cards have gotten powerful. Gain 7 block, deal 20 damage. That's cool. Oh, never mind. I should read, shouldn't I? Okay. But how is everyone's day? How is everyone doing? I am... So I tried to record this before, but I was on the phone with a friend. And also decided that this game is like a more low-key game to kind of in a way, like where I don't have to, not like Hollow Knight where I have to keep watching my back. What was the point of what I just did? Okay, got him down to half. But yeah, I wanted to talk about depression in this one because I know in the last one I talked about like, oh, I want to do no block. Well, that was stupid of me. Whatever I did, it was stupid. Since in the last one I talked about like, oh, I'd want to do what I'd want to give the advice to someone and help someone who, like, I'd want to talk to myself from 10 years ago who was going through this and and like gain that kind of, and it's really important to me to let someone else know like what I did to go through, like what I did try to do, you know, to get through it, and like what I learned, because depression, loneliness, a lot of people live alone nowadays. um and just a reminder, I am a mental health care coordinator. I'm not a therapist. I'm just getting my master's in social work. So um I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of clients, uh, with their mental, like, help them with their mental health. And it's taught me a lot about the human condition and a lot about people and a lot about mental health in general. For one thing, it's taught me that a lot of people, especially people who, sometimes when people are struggling, they don't want to focus on mental health, but it comes back to bite you anyway. I've seen it quite often, and it's very unfortunate. And that's why I wanted to, you know, bring this up. Like, I want to use therapeutic concepts, teach people therapeutic concepts that I'm learning. Like, I talked about CBT in one video, and I'll talk about it in this video. Just to give people like therapeutic tools to put in their belt, like if they can't afford therapy, or if they don't, you know, have time for therapy, or even if they're going to therapy but just need something more. So that's part of what I'd be doing, like playing this game while talking about this. I already discarded this one. I don't need this one. Oh, I didn't mean to end turn. Why did I end the turn? I'm gonna actually die. I'm going to actually die. I'm gonna try to deal as much damage to him as I possibly can, just so that I can say I did something. Oh gosh, he's gonna kill me. Woo! Oh wow. What was I just saying though? But yeah, just teaching people what I'm learning, and just giving some kind of therapeutic encouragement while you're watching someone play games. I just thought that would be fun. He's gonna kill me. Oh my gosh. I know I'm gonna die, but I just want to deal as much damage to him as humanly possible. I don't need this one. Blade dance. Always need this one. Hit, 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 hit. Okay. He's gonna kill me. Okay. I wonder if this job starts you over. Okay, so you get new cards unlocked the more and more you go. Okay, so interesting enough. This is the assumption I'm gonna make. It starts you back at Act 1. That's what I thought. So we're gonna start back at Act 1 and try again. Okay, this game is like, Mega Bonk and Vampire Survivors. I really wonder if it's made by the same people. But while I'm going through the motions of level 1, let's just talk about some mental health stuff. Let's get into it. So, let me see what to pick. I'm gonna get some money and I'm gonna do some shopping. Like in this game. Let's do this thing. See what my goal is gonna be in this. Oh, okay. So, I guess I can start now. So, when I was younger, I went through a lot of depression. In my early 20s. I went through a lot of learned helplessness, and that's something I wanted to talk about too. Oops. I gotta pay attention. That's something I wanted to talk about too. Went through a lot of depression. Would spiral into depressive episodes for different reasons, and that's something I want to mention too. Like, depression can come about for so many different reasons. Not enough energy. Someone can be depressed because they're fatigued, they're not eating right, they're tired, they're burned out, and like I said in the last video, but I was diagnosed with impulsive ADHD like very recently and take medications that have changed my life. But I do want to talk about that because I am a big proponent of medications, but at the same time, I really don't believe. I've seen it. I do not believe that they solve everything or are an all-encompassing tool to help someone gain the tools to deal with life. I really think they take the edge off and are more like a balm, like put out the fires. But yeah, I went through. Let's see which one I should pick. I went through a lot of depression because of loneliness. I lived alone for 3 years and dealt with a lot of loneliness. And I talked about in one video how, like, about CBT, and a lot of my depression came from, your depression can come from thoughts, feeling hurt by other people. I can only speak for myself and try to cover as much as possible. Sometimes depression can just come about for no reason. There are different types of depression. There's major depression, there's bipolar 1, bipolar 2, as you know. What other kinds are there? There's major depression, what is it, hypomanic depression? I cannot think of it off the top of my head, but I do want to, let me pull this up real quick. So I know what oops, I am so sorry. Shield your eyes. I'm gonna get back to the game, I promise. I just wanted to. Why Slay the Spire does this to me. It's probably gonna start glitching out. Yep. It's glitching out on me again. I'm gonna get out and back in. Not responding. But yeah, let me say this real quick. There are different types of depression. Major depression, depressive disorder, persistent sadness or low mood, loss of interest, or I can just use my loss of interest, fatigue or low energy. Let me put the game back on and then look at it on my phone actually, instead of there are so many different kinds of depression. Major depressive disorder, sometimes you can be depressed and not even know you're depressed. If you have the symptoms, something that I've learned is to watch for it, and it never gets easier. It's just when I notice that I'm going into depression, I know how to deal with it better. I've told my work about it, about my mental health, because I get into depression. I get into the kinds of depression that could just make me go. It used to be to the point where I could go to the hospital. It was that bad. Oops. I need to pay attention. I need to defend myself. Kill. But it was that bad, and now I just know how to identify it, the symptoms and the triggers. Like, for me, if I have fatigue or low energy, like when it says difficulty concentrating is a big one, and like the symptoms of MDD, major depressive disorder, are like fatigue, low energy, changes in sleep, loss of interest, persistent sadness or low mood, changes in appetite, difficulty concentrating, feelings of worthlessness, thoughts of death or suicide. And then there's persistent depressive disorder, bipolar depression, seasonal affective, postpartum, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is a little bit of what I have, situational depression, and atypical depression. There are so many different kinds. And I would encourage people to... Which one should I pick? Oh, can't. I would encourage people to look into them just to make sure and to see, like, oh, I have some of those symptoms. And go to a professional. Everyone should go to a professional if they can. And there are resources. If anyone, like... Also, like, if anyone lives in a certain area or whatever, and they're like, oh, I live in this area, which it would be weird to... I don't know if it's weird to comment or say where you live. Probably so. Probably weird to say your exact location, which you shouldn't do that. And you're like, well, what resources are there for me? Like, what mental health resources? I don't have insurance. I don't have money. I can look up the resources for you and post them for you, because that's my job. That's what I do. I look for resources, investigation, and sometimes, and it's not difficult for people to look things up, but sometimes people need a little bit of encouragement. And need someone to help them, to support them, and to doing what they need to do. Hello, Claire. Are you interested in my services? Yes, I am. He did not look like a cleric at all. And that's kind of how I want to start off talking about this, just the basics of it. And let me get into like what I've learned about depression. So that kind of depression, I've never been super formally diagnosed. If I have, I don't know about it. It's probably just been what do you call it, like expected depression, so that they can medicate me and bill it to the insurance, that kind of thing. But I know that my brain has spiraled into several things of depression due to my ADHD and poor emotional regulation that has made me spiral into like thoughts of not wanting to be here. And just, if you are feeling that way, please don't hesitate to go to the hospital. Some ways that I've dealt with it are, and sometimes I talk about things on a Christian basis. If that's not your belief, not all of my tactics are Christian based. A lot of them are practical too. So stay tuned and be nice. But what am I gonna say? Asking friends for help, knowing what to ask from people, whether that be, hey, if you have some time, I'm really not doing well and I just need to talk, or and I just need your support, and or going like, hey, can you pray for me, or texting. I've had to do that, texting friends. When I went through that 4-day period without my medications and I spiraled into depression, I've had to um, ask friends for prayer. And like, even when you ask them for prayer, it's like, okay, they know you're going through something now, and like letting people know that you're going through something is so important, because they can keep an eye on you. And maybe everyone doesn't have people, don't have people, but like recognizing the symptoms and the signs. Like, are you more tired? Um, are you eating less? Things of that nature. For me, is I'm more tired. I'm way less motivated. I'm just numb. Mine transfers into numbness and burnout. And I'll take that one. I'll just lose some gold. I am not losing HP. What was I gonna say? But yeah, recognizing where, like, when you're depressed is the first step. The more and more you go through it, you're like, okay, I think I'm depressed. Like, I've had to sit back and go, like, I think I'm depressed. There are times where, like, I think I'm depressed, and then there are times I know I'm depressed, and I don't exactly know how to, get back up from it. Um, Giving yourself grace. Knowing it feels awful, giving yourself grace. Um, I am not going to sit here and lie. I've had to beg to God and go like, Lord, I feel this way. I don't know what to do. And, for me, it has gotten to the point where I will be honest, I should have went to the hospital. When you get to that point where you're like, where you're laying down and you're begging God, just go to the hospital. And that's what I always say. But if you are depressed and you're not like, thinking thoughts of not wanting to be here, just recognizing it within yourself and understanding that depression is a vicious thing, but depression is a place. Something that helped me this recent time was also knowing that it's temporary. Just having these thoughts about it, like not giving it power. Like, it feels awful, but just knowing that, hey, it's temporary. It's not forever. There are tips on the internet. There are tips to get you through depressive episodes. Like, just do everything. Exercise is all encompassing. So you should be exercising anyway. You should always call it ruling things out. Like, exercise if you're not exercising. Talk to someone if you haven't talked to someone. Find someone to talk to. Anyone. He attacked me. I didn't know that. Only 4. Draw 3 cards, discard 1 card. I'll just choose this one. Oh. But basically, yes, just, I think this subject is very important. So basically, like going back over it, just depression is a place. It's a mental place that you can give power to. You can give your thoughts power and tell yourself things like "I'm worthless," da 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 da. I'll never get out of this place. Um, I don't have anyone. You can tell yourself all of those things. It makes it worse, and it's hard to escape. But and the thing is, with these tactics and skills that I try to, tell people, it takes a lot of pushback, like opening the door, letting air in, doing whatever you can, and then you'll feel hopeless in the middle of that. You will, because I have. I'm like, what's the point? I'm so freaking tired. um, and depression is something that I have always dealt with every month, and I believe I'll continue to deal with. I hope, I'm on the right medications where my mind doesn't get swayed by the thoughts too much. Not in the same way, but like, let me see what's gonna happen here. Uh-oh. I do not have a good hand so far this round. I'm wondering. Do I need block? I don't think I need block. Okay. And yeah, I just want to remind you, depression is something I've dealt with for years. I dealt with it since I was a little girl. And have dealt with thoughts like, what is the point? Like, this world is so hard. Like, really have gone through it. It's something that I don't think people. Depression is. The reason I say it's a place, and I wanted to pause this while I say this, is because. People. A lot of regular people I've noticed, they don't know how to talk about depression. People who don't go through it as much want to pretend like it's not real. Like, I don't think they know that they do that, but most people want to pretend it's not real because it's such a vicious thing. In my opinion, as a Christian, it is one of those things that proves God's existence because it just feels so hopeless that you're like, where's hope at? Where's the future? Where's the promise? And a lot of the times depression is just chemical. It's just chemical, and medications are the answer. A lot of people don't even want to think that the movements, the ways of their mind can even get that way until it happens. And then just this feeling of nothing makes sense anymore. Like, people don't talk about that part of depression. Like, things just stop making sense. Like, you're like, why do you guys find living enjoyable? And that's me being graphic with it, but it's like, you really do wonder, you're like, so what are you smiling about? Or that's how my depression would work. I'm like, what is so funny? Like, what is there to laugh about? But the thing is, oops, I did not mean to pick that. The thing is, and you gotta listen to me with this one, you have to take that as an encouragement. Take that as an encouragement, because people's baseline, the baseline of a regular person, is not thinking that way. thinking thoughts like, what's the point of all of this? Or like, um, what other thoughts? Like, why are people laughing? Like, what's so funny? Like, I would fake laugh and everything and go like, is everyone, is no one else here feeling super tired? Like, they don't want to be, don't want to be at this function, is what I mean. Um, Cost? I don't know the point of that one. No, I just went ahead and started spending money. Yeah, those things aren't normal. Like, be encouraged that everyone's baseline is not bad. Um, and that, and just be encouraged that it's fixable. It is definitely fixable. It's not permanent, and it will pass, or you will get the help that you need. Good thing about living in this country and these resources that we have, we have the mental health resources, we have mental health advocates. It's not always the best, but it's something, and that's something that I really, not the learned helplessness thing, that's something that I really like to teach, is just counting your blessings and understanding what you have versus, clinging on to what you don't have. Okay. This game is long. I'm hoping that I can get... I always love this one. Let me see really quick how long I've been going. Sorry. It's only been 32 minutes. Let me keep on trucking ahead. I knew it would do this. Why does it freeze every time? I'm so sorry about that. Played this game for 5 hours already. Ooh, I also wanted to play some Little Nightmares at some point as well. I wanted to see if it's the kind of game you can just sit and talk about things with, or if you like, if I need to really be focused and honed in on the game. I think the latter. I'm going to say the latter. Like this music. I also like this music. It sounds so grand. I'm looking at my phone really quick. Everyone's on Twitch today. Okay. I'm trying to think, what else could I say on that subject? And I know I've talked about loneliness before. Same with loneliness, just so things to remember. Depression is a place. Depression is temporary. The thoughts that depression gets, like CBT, is thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to actions. So thoughts can lead to depression. Thoughts can lead to the feelings of depression, and those feelings of depression can lead to the behavior, and the behavior can be the thoughts that come, the beliefs that come about. Um, oh, oh gosh, that was my fault. Oh, okay. Interrupted. I always love this one. Oh, he's split into two. Yeah, but I've been just talking more about myself. I've kind of, you know, I want to be completely honest with things I've been struggling with, how I struggle, um, even with my current job. Like, if someone is out here like, oh, I want that kind of job, I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about what it looks like. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. Um, it can take a lot out of you, though. Most definitely can do that. Ooh, they beat the crap out of me. I'm really hoping there's a campfire next. I am not Gucci. Oh, I love this shit one. And then deal 2 damage by weak. Defend myself. And apply poison. Okay, boy. I don't give poison enough credit. I don't want to die. Almost there. Maybe I can come back from this? Come back from having 14. Choose a card in your deck, spell and turn to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Okay, add a card. Oh, I can't have it. Oh, that's nice. The next campfire isn't until the house. This was a bad lineup. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute while I do this. Oh. Oh my gosh. Deal 4, deal 4, 8 block. And turn, let's see if that works. If anyone knows how to play this game and wants to tell me like the best way to go about it, that would be amazing. Blade dance. Attack. 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 But yeah, this is just something that's super important to me. I genuinely believe that sounds OP. That sounds OD too. I genuinely believe that things like this are life or death. Like, I really do. So I really want to keep talking about this. And how would I gain more block? I guess I'll gain more block. I don't know. Okay, 5/5 poison. Okay. Let's get them dead it. That's nice. Ooh. Let's kill him. Kill him dead. Okay, let us heal ourselves. That wasn't enough. I beat him before. We're just gonna fight until the time is. Just fight and fight and fight. Oh. I'm glad that I know that the block, it blocks a little bit no matter what. Which is nice. This is a nice one. These nice cards just make it feel like the game should be easy. Okay, I probably should have defended myself. Goodness. 16. I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Oh my gosh, it just feels like it should be so easy sometimes. Do I get a new card though? Nope. I don't know. I think I'm going to post a part 2 to this, of me playing. It maybe just be me playing or just talking about whatever. If you made it this far, you're amazing. Please like, please subscribe for more content like this. This is mostly what I'll be doing, and tell me what you think or ways that I can improve. And if, yeah, you are amazing. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.